Spurgeon here with RevZilla to talk to you about the Spidi's Original Text Limited Jacket, available at RevZilla.com. I'm not going to lie to you, when I first saw this jacket, it took me back, and it wasn't in a good way. I was like, I don't know what to think about this. The more I looked at it, the more I saw it, the more I wore it. I actually really like this jacket. It's interesting to say the least, and it is going to be a limited edition of the Originals text jacket that we've seen from Spidi. And some of the changes that we're going to see is the construction on this. This is going to be a wax cotton canvas. It's got a slightly stiffer hand than the Originals jacket. The inside of this is going to have a flannel lining. It's going to be a little more refined. And then we work our way down to snaps. One of the things that we didn't like about the Originals jacket was that it went snap, 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 and then it was like a pass-through button, and they've actually made this a snap. So they've made some slight changes in refinement. Now, I will say that when you're looking at this, it is going to be a very dividing style to it. You've got the old style Spidi patches, you've got the Originals, you've got the old style Velcro patch over on the left-hand side. And if you look at this in the color it's in now, this is going to be their green color. It's going to be a little bit different than their black version. So there are two different colors available. But what I like about it is that it's distressed, it's worn out. It looks like that jacket that you've worn in the garage for the past 10 years, and it's that favorite go-to piece. So this is something that definitely has just grown on me from a styling standpoint. I love the style of this particular piece and the way that it fits and works with yourself on a motorcycle. Now, from a sizing standpoint, Juice on my left-hand side, he stands at 5'10", weighs 195 pounds, and has a 42-inch chest. We have him size large, fits him spot on, and correlates perfectly with Spidi's size chart. Sizes will range from a small up to a 3XL. And like I said, there's two different colors available. There is the green version, which Juice is wearing on my right-hand side, or my left-hand side rather, which is actually more of an aqua blue, like a distressed aqua blue that has almost like some dirty brown kind of showing through. And then there is going to be a black version for you as well to choose from. Now within Spidi's line, this is really a standalone kind of a one-off piece. It sits above the Originals textile. So if you're not crazy about the extra patches and the distressed styling, check out the Originals textile jacket. That comes in around the $350 price point, where this is going to come in around the $400 price point. But really what you're getting here is a wax canvas that will be water resistant. And you're getting a simple jean jacket style, but without having to worry about that Canadian tuxedo look. The colors that you're going to see on top don't match up with the colored jeans. I like the fact that this works with black or with blue jeans, and it sets itself apart from anything else that we've seen out there. Now, when you're looking at the materials, like I said, it's a wax canvas. You are going to have CE-rated armor, and this is going to be their new ForceTech armor. And what's great about the armor you're seeing in the elbows and the shoulders, super thin. You can barely tell it's there when you're wearing it. When you're looking at it, you can barely tell it's there when it's on. Just works well with the style. And then as we take a look down, one of the things you'll note, and it's actually kind of hard to see, but there's a slash cut to the cuff on this. So it actually kind of slashes out, so you have more material on the outside. And it works really well, whether you're riding or you're just casually wearing this, out at the bar at night. It just adds a really distinct style. I said when we were talking about this, I'm like, it reminds me of something I would see like Rob Zombie wearing on stage. It's got a really kind of a custom fit and custom feel to this particular piece. You're going to have the little Spidi snaps, which are going to be embossed with the old vintage Spidi cat logo. Again, you've got the patches on the front, slash pockets down the side. Now, there's no zip or anything like that with the slash pockets. So the only thing I'd say there is, think of it as more of a place to stick the old bear paws when you're just kind of standing around looking cool at the bar. Don't know if I'd want to go ahead and actually stick anything in there while I was riding the motorcycle. Juice, go ahead and face sideways, strike the riding position for me. So one of the things you'll note, from a functionality standpoint, you're going to have the expansion gussets at the back of the arm. Nice range of motion if you're using this more in an old vintage kind of a cafe, or even something that has a little more of a taller bar to it from a cruiser standpoint. Great range of motion from the arm. You are going to have a dual snap position, so you get about 1 inch of adjustability at the waist, and you're going to see the extra patch that just sits for reinforcement over the elbow. So you are going to have that CE-rated armor, but then also a little bit of extra reinforcement at the elbow from an abrasion resistance standpoint. Juice, you can go ahead and face backwards for me. Corduroy at the collar. The only thing I'll note about the collar at the front, the snaps don't actually snap to anything, and we'll kind of take a peek at that in just a second. The only thing I would add here is go ahead and throw a back protector in here. Get the Warrior back protector. It'll fit in here. You've already got the protection of the elbows and the shoulders. Just make sure your back is going to be protected as well. Juice, go ahead and just face straight towards me. So on the left-hand side, you are going to have the vintage Spidi patch. We've seen this on a lot of their original style jackets. With this one, I'm not sure exactly how it works, from an aesthetic standpoint. It doesn't bother me, but some of the other guys around the office we were talking about, they didn't like it. But if you go ahead and you pull this off, it's just a Velcro patch. The Velcro underneath actually still maintains that old vintage Spidi cat logo, and it works a little bit more with the color and the style of the jacket. So that could be an option for you, as well as just removing that and using it without the patch. Now just go ahead and face forward. Now, like I mentioned just a second ago, while it looks over on the left-hand side, you get this asymmetry coming into play. There's not an actual snap there. So the one nitpick that I did have with this is if you are riding, that collar has a tendency to kind of flap up and tap against the bottom of your helmet, but just something to be aware of. Sir, you can go ahead and unsnap for me and unzip. Really large pull, and like I mentioned earlier, the pass-through here, which used to be a button, is now going to be a snap, which actually works a lot nicer. Large YKK zip. And you'll notice on the inside of this, it is going to be that flannel liner. So this is a nice step up in refinement over the Originals text jacket. You are going to have the little loops, so if you want to go ahead and put a thermal liner in this or a waterproof liner, you can do that. But it's really the internal plaid lining that really kind of stood this jacket apart from me from the Originals. It seems much more mature, much more refined from that standpoint. And then you will notice that final little note there is one little adjuster at the bottom if you want to kind of fine-tune the fit. It's just a simple old-style knot tie to a piece of cloth that's running through the base of the jacket. It's not a shock cord or anything like that. And sir, you can go ahead and zip up for me. So this is definitely going to be an original piece within Spidi's line, no pun intended. The original text jacket is something that is a exercise in style. It is more of that kind of urban lifestyle piece, something you can wear on the motorcycle, but you can also wear once you get to your destination. Now, there's a lot of folks out there utilizing Spidi on their motorcycles, and if you want to hear more about what those riders have to say, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting Spidi through its paces. If you have any other questions for our gear geeks as to which jacket is right for you and your riding style, you give them a shout, 877-792-9455, or simply shoot over an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Spidi Originals Text Limited Jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.